There is one country, the currency, the fiat money actually went up in value. Can you guess which country?
Singapore?
Wei Sheng, what about you? Which country?
Mm.
Definitely not US dollars, yeah. They printed like 40% of the money last year, so it couldn't be US dollars. But what country do you think their value actually went up?
In Singapore as well.
Yeah, it is Singapore. It is
Yeah.
Singapore, which is insane. Like, so let me compare this, right? Will you hold Sing dollar over crypto or crypto over Sing dollar? If you're a Singaporean.
I will still hold cryptocurrency.
John,
Yeah,
likewise?
For me, right, I always believe in diversification. So I really admire people who can go all into one asset class. So I will hold a bit of Sing dollar, which I do. I do hold a bit of crypto. Recently, I hold. So the one that I've been accumulating is Alibaba stock.
Right.
Yeah, because same thing. To me, stock is also by faith, lah. But I
Do
have
you
faith.
know something about Jack Ma that we don't? Do you know where Jack Ma is?
I
Are you
wish
working
I
with the
know.
China government? Are you working with the China government and you know where Jack Ma has been? Well, there's rumors that he has been sent for some relearning and re-education camp or something of that sort. Do you know that?
Oh my God! Yeah, I'm not surprised, man.
He's a
Yeah.
bit too American to be a Chinese.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, lah. Yeah, so to
But
me,
go on,
everything.
sorry, yeah, go on.
Yeah, I think everything is backed by faith. The only question is, do you trust the system or the creator of that system?
But John, talking about this is very interesting because you are a gold and silver guy, right?
Yeah.
So Wei Sheng, you might not know this about John. John's house and his office is loaded with gold bars and silver bars, right? his company is called Gold Vault. No, I'm just kidding. But obviously, gold itself is also very faith-based. Would you argue so? Except maybe silver has more utility, but gold is also used in a lot of things. But we see gold has not been moving a lot in prices recently, right? So, like, what do you see in terms of similarities and differences between gold and, let's say, crypto?
It's the
Silver
same.
and crypto.
In my opinion, it's totally the same, right? Because you look at gold, what is the usage of gold? There's no usage of gold at all. The only reason why people believe in gold is because since our early days, our great grandfather, they used to have a time when they believed that gold is money. Okay. So when I started my company selling gold and silver, I didn't call my company goldmalaysia.com. I called my company silvermalaysia.com because although I was selling gold, but I felt that, hey, this metal got no usage. It's just that people believe that it's worth something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I personally, I was buying more silver instead of gold because at least silver has industrial value, right? The solar panels need silver. Our phones also need silver. So
But
that's why
last few years before the crypto went crazy, right? If you look at the price charts, gold has actually increased a lot more compared to silver, right? Arguably, silver has more utility, right? You know, silver can make a lot of different things that you use on a daily basis compared to gold. Gold, even if you use, it's very little, and it's only on things like jewelries and, you know, decoratives. But if you look at the price, the last price spike, gold actually increased a lot more than silver. I know we're not really talking about crypto right now, but I think we're gonna link this back to crypto a little bit later on, which reminds me a lot in terms of Bitcoin and Ethereum, gold and silver. I felt like Bitcoin very similar to like gold, right? And then I felt like Ethereum had more usage, more utility. You can use NFTs, smart contracts, so on and so forth, housing market, right? And then they are very much like silver. But if you look at the price disparity, the price difference between gold and silver, we're talking about the bullion, we're talking about the gold bar, silver bar, also very big difference. Do you see the similarities in both, or is it just me?
exactly. That's what I felt as well. So when I was in my gold and silver days, one of the things we used to call this is called the gold-silver ratio, which means if you have a piece of gold, how many pieces of silver can you buy? So at the point of time, it was ranging from 60 to 90. If it's 90, means silver price is undervalued. If it's 60, it's actually pretty normal. And I think when you said that, hey, gold price was shooting up like crazy and silver price didn't move, it was exactly what happened. Not only this time around, not only this year, I think it was last year, right, when this happened. But in 2010, it's the same thing. From 2008 to 2010, gold price was shooting up. And then in 2011, within 6 months, silver price shot up from $15 to $50. And then after that, it came back down. So if you notice what happened last year, it was pretty much the same. Gold price was moving up, silver price didn't move. And then the moment gold price stopped moving, suddenly silver price will start to play catch up. So it moved from $12, it moved to around $28. And right now it came back to around $24.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to link it back to this as well. Besides talking about the climb and obviously the we can talk all day about the growth and the price difference, right? But link it back to government, right? Because our topic is China versus crypto, right? Just a couple of years ago, I'm sure you know about this. The Chinese government has been accumulating golds like crazy. They've been buying a lot of gold, right? What move do you think they're gonna play? Wei Sheng, any guess or any opinions on that?
Okay, so I've been reading like articles like Russia, China, they've been accumulating gold, they've been buying gold. Just one of the reasons is because they've been like they know eventually the fiat currency, for example, like US dollar will get into trouble. So gold price will definitely shoot up. So that's my opinion because I believe in gold, but I'm not buying gold. So I'm not buying gold and silver because I mean gold I'm investing in like gold mining companies. But silver, I have no ideas like where to buy. So perhaps I need to ask John like where to buy silver because I believe this eventually gold, silver, and Bitcoin like cryptocurrency, the price will appreciate compared to the fiat currency of US dollar when the next crisis comes.
Yeah, there's silver mining companies as well. But of course, the way to mine silver is very different from gold. Silver is always a byproduct of a miner's activity. It's never a main product when they go and mine. Yeah. Wow, this reminds me of like my 10 years ago life, man. Suddenly we talk about gold and silver.
Well, this is something that a lot of people don't know because a lot of people when they want to buy gold, they buy gold ETFs or they buy gold like securities, right? They don't really think about owning actual gold bars and gold coins, right? And which is why I think this is an interesting topic because I do think that it's gonna be linked to gold. Now, hypothetically, let's say Xi Jinping start doing this. Okay, guys, you know what? We're gonna create our own crypto China yuan, and we're gonna pack it with our gold. What do you think will happen to the global economy? And then Russia decided to do the same too. Russia is a really silent country, by the way. But Vladimir Putin is one of the smartest leader of a country that I've ever seen. And he's a very strong man. I do believe he's a fantastic leader. Of course, you know, you can talk about his other stories and things like that. But what if Russia and China suddenly today came out, you know what? We're coming up with our own crypto token packed with gold. What will happen to the global economy?
I think if that happens, it only means that the world has no faith towards the US dollar. Because if we look into history, in the past, every country had to have gold to print money. And then I think it was 1944 during the Bretton Woods Agreement, where all the countries say, okay, we no longer hold gold. We all let US hold the gold. And then US will print more money and we will hold US dollar instead. Okay, and then everyone trusted US, so that was the rule, right? Everyone say, okay, never mind, US, you hold the most gold, we trust you. And then it was around 1971 when President Nixon said, okay, guys, I know I promised you guys that I will hold gold to print money, but I will temporarily not hold gold to print money. I will print as much as I want, but this is a temporary measure. But this temporary measure has lasted from 1971 until today. Right now it's 2021 now. It's really 50 years. So I do think that if one day everyone starts going back to accumulating gold and they say, hey, let's all get back our gold, which it has been been happening. If you go to this website called World Gold Council, WGC, you can actually read all these reports over there. So I think if that day really comes, right, it only means that most of the governments around the world no longer trust the US dollar. Yeah,
and what will happen? And what will happen?
And I think that means the end of US dollar.
Do you think the economy will collapse, or how would it? What do you think, like in terms of the repercussion that will happen to like a normal person, the average Joe?
I think the first thing that will happen is a hyperinflation in US. Yeah, and then of course we are gonna see like Argentina hyperinflation happening in US. Yeah.
Okay, Wei Sheng?
Okay, so my personal opinion, so I don't think US. I mean, I think the US dollar will go into trouble like this round because they have printed up so much money, and eventually, like right now, also the inflation is happening, hyperinflation. So if you look at the consumer price index, but the way the US government look at the CPI is like, okay, everything is still normal, just slightly higher. But for me, people, I mean, the American can definitely feel it because I follow some like Instagrammer that have been posting like the price rising crazily. Also, the YouTube videos, and if let's say the US dollar lost the credibility, so most likely like the Argentina or Venezuela, so the normal people that holding fiat and still believing in fiat without investing in any other asset, eventually they are those people like they will lose a lot of money. I mean, the amounts money they have is still remain the same, but the purchasing power drop like crazy. So that's a reason like we have to diversify our monies into different asset class to just be secure when the next financial crisis comes.
What are some asset class that an average Joe should be looking into, besides obviously the typical stock market, real estate?
Okay, so if let's say my opinion is cryptocurrency definitely is one of the things that everyone should have, regardless of what's the amount, but you should invest diversify into cryptocurrency because if you look across all different instruments, for example, like the commonly invested stocks market, property, all these bonds, the normal people normally invest into stocks and property. But right now, all the prices like skyrocketed the 10 years bull market. So right now, the undervalued should be gold, silver, and cryptocurrency. So that's the three things that I believe.
You must be quite a big fan of Robert Kiyosaki, huh?
But
Because that's like the three things he holds, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I believe in this because I've been reading books like talking about the cycle, the economic cycles. So definitely, there's not much thing we can invest in. The big boys they are selling their stocks in like, US market. So what else we can invest for those like undervalued or the small market? So considering cryptocurrency is still new, the 2 trillion USD market for them is nothing. So they can definitely push up to higher.
For me, I'm very traditional. I only have stocks, have crypto, I have one property, that's all. Yeah. But I know, Desmond, you have a lot of unique investment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a lot of my investment is actually in watches, which is I know a lot of people will be like, what watches? You invest in Apple Watch? That's a topic for another day. But the thing is that you need to look into store of value. I really believe in that. If you think about money itself, right? Money's purpose is store of value, right? Money itself, you think of it, the only purpose it does is a store of value. And you need to invest in things that also constitute that. But watches is still very logic. I mean, think about it. When people say you buy Rolex, you're not going to lose money. You heard of that saying before, right? So that's been around since our dad's days, right? But recently, there have been an uproar in this new investment called Bear Bricks. Wei Sheng, do you know anything about Bear Bricks?
No, I have no idea.
But you know that people are spending thousands of dollars on like freaking plastic toys.
Yeah.
You know about that? Freaking insane, man. So the thing is, right? Why do you think all these things are watches, shoes, like collectibles, NFTs? All this is going up in value. I do believe that this is because people don't want to hold fiat really, and they are growing to a level or a consciousness. They felt like, okay, oh damn, I'm holding way too much cash. I'm holding way too much US dollars. I'm holding way too much ringgit. I gotta like put that into like different things and store value, and that's exactly what I do too. I the only currency that I hold the most again is Sing dollar. It's not because of the fact that I don't trust Malaysia government or I have no faith in the US government, but the data shows it. Right? If you look at KLSE, right? If you go and Google for KLSE Malaysia, it's red color. Still is, which is very, very sad. So, and do you know that there are some older people that will be holding to like 6-7 figures of cash in Malaysia ringgit, and they don't even realize that it's a depreciating asset, except that this one cannot be written off as a business expense, which is horrible, right?